Once, I was walking in the shadow of darkness, not far from the reality, but directly opposite to what could be seen. My name is Aisha, and this is my story. I was born in the hopeless lands close to the capital, where girls were taken as a tool for work. The society made it mandatory for a girl child to do almost all chores unlike the boy child. After a long day of chores, she wasn't allowed to leave home, even taking a walk to stretch unless it was another chore. Her timetable never had breaks. Even when her muscles hurt, she was a woman and a woman had to be strong. One day, I saw my sister getting burnt while she was cooking. Our auntie simply shouted, Guma, umkaza, Guma. This hit me so hard. I was just 4, but still hear the echoes of these merciless words attributed to womanhood. I simply didn't want to be a woman when I grew up. In addition, I wasn't a good-looking kid. Although all kids come from God, it would be hypocrisy to use the word ugly. But that was what I was. My society always reminded me how bad I looked. If it wasn't the continuous defense from my parents, I would die from this stigma. The big forehead, the big cheeks, the crossed legs, all weren't for girls, and they reminded me I would be the ugliest girl when I grew up. This made me hate people. By 6, it had sunk in my head that I'm the ugliest girl in the area. I didn't want to be a girl anymore. I always isolated myself from other kids when they played, and even when I joined them, I never matched with girls. I had a quick connection with boys. I simply hate the word girl. That wasn't to define me. Growing up in primary school, I played so much with boys and adopted so many boyish games, and I was a fighter. I was overly furious and fearless and mostly fought girls. Indirectly, I was fighting with myself. The gender girl really pissed me off. In addition, since I took after my father, I resembled my father, and everyone would first identify me as a boy before I told them I was really a girl. This proved to me that I was really a boy. One day that I'll never forget, I overheard a conversation between my classmates and they were discussing a myth that can change a gender if you did it. I was around 8 by then. This was a dream come true. I always wanted to be a boy. I listened to the procedure step by step and waited for the perfect time to welcome my new gender. It wasn't long when my parents weren't home, and it was now or never. I had to undress and sleep under the direct sun the whole day, exposing my unwanted organs to the sun. That way, the sun will transform it into the one I wanted. I followed the whole procedure, and by evening nothing had changed. I was so disappointed, and I hated my classmates for such a terrible hate. My heart broke for the first time. I was so disappointed and hated my classmates. This made me more sad inside. I could sit and just find myself crying for no reason. I was denying myself. At some point, I found God had made a terrible mistake sending a boy in a girl's body. This was the biggest mistake nature had made. An invisible boy in a dress that got stuck. A little girl that was completely confused of what could surface if one day this boy overpowers this frame. I simply didn't want to be a girl. I was in an invisible jail that no one paid attention to. No one could see the pain and the tears in my heart for being a girl. And I wanted to break free from this misery.
It did not stop, and as I grew up, it continued haunting me and moving with me. As a girl, the more I grew, the more I hated my sex. I was not even able to learn the girl's work because nothing womanish interested me. While my sisters were learning how to cook, I was with my mom in the market, learning how to make money in a business. No one paid attention to these red flags. There was some fierce boy fighting to come out. That's no one could see. Slowly by slowly I started adapting all the boyish ways. The talking, the dominancy, the power, the strength. In my world I was the man, and no woman would dare take my position. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe. And in the next episode of Battling with Gender Dysphoria, I will tell you how this affected me when I grew up into a woman. Thanks for watching. This is my mental side.